Hello everyone, nice to meet you. Hope all you are fine. So already we have done the revision in the classes, but again we will go for a recap. So let's start the session by starting lesson number 11, transportation in plants and animals, which comes under biology. So first let's see, all the organisms in the world need a medium of transport to transport their materials like important nutrients and oxygen. So in that, transportation of materials is very important in organisms, and it is done by the help of a medium known as blood. As you all know that blood is very important and it transports the nutrients and oxygen to all the parts in our body. So blood is a fluid tissue, and you know that blood is made up of plasma, and blood is made with three types of cells. One is RBC, WBC and platelets. So RBC is known as red blood cells, and it has a main pigment known as hemoglobin, which helps to bind oxygen. Okay, and blood is made with three components. One is RBC, the second one is WBC, and the third one is platelets. So RBC is known as red blood corpuscles or red blood cells, and the main function of this RBC is to bind oxygen, and it helps to transport the oxygen to all the parts of the body. Similarly, WBC, the name of WBC is white blood cell, and which fight against the germs which may enter into our body. The next one is platelets, and platelets is very important because the clotting of blood is done with the help of platelets. They are colorless also. Come, let's see what is blood vessels. So blood vessels are of two types. One is artery and one is vein, and the function of artery is to carry oxygen rich blood, and it takes from the heart and it's transport to all the parts of the body, whereas veins carry the deoxygenated blood or the impure blood from all the parts of the body, and it takes to the heart for purification. And the major system of circulatory is done by heart, and as you know that heart is a pumping organ, it keeps on pumping like how a motor works. So heart is a four-chambered organ, and heart is also having a rhythmic contraction, and that is called as heartbeat. So heart is a four-chambered organ and continuously works, and the beating of that heart is known as heartbeat, and a normal person have 72 to 80 times per minute. And heart, I told you that heart is a four-chambered organ, and it has two auricles and ventricles. The main function of heart is to circulate the blood as well as to purify the blood. Next, it's very important to say that likewise how transport of nutrients and oxygen is important. The removal of waste from the body is also necessary, and that is done by a special organ known as kidney. So kidney is the main excretory organ in human being, and a pair of kidneys as well as pair of ureters, a urinary bladder and a urethra is comprises of excretory system. So if the kidney is not working, then the human being or the human body has to go for a dialysis. Next, likewise, a transportation of nutrients and excretion is done in human body. Plants is also done same wise. So you know that plants also take water as well as important nutrients for doing their life activities. So in such cases, plants need a special type of excretory system as well as transport system, and it is done through the vascular tissues. There are two types of vascular tissues. One is known as xylem and other one is known as phloem. And you know that the roots as well as the root hairs in the plants will absorb the nutrients as well as water, and there should be a proper channel for transporting water and minerals. For that purpose, xylem helps to transport the water as well as nutrients from the root to all the parts of the body, whereas phloem helps to transport the absorbed food materials from all the parts, and it takes wherever it is necessary. So hope all you understand. Just we have done a recap that transportation in plants and animals is done by blood vessels as well as circulatory system heart, and excretory system kidney, and whereas plants it is done through xylem and phloem. And one more thing is very important, in the case of plants, excretory system is done by, you know, the transpiration, the process of transpiration, and the excess of water is removed from the plant body in the form of vapor, and it is done by the presence of stomata. So that's it. Thank you.